And when he had gone out to the gateway, another girl saw him and said to those who were there, "This fellow also was with Yashiya of Nazareth."
Of Nazareth. So she knew. She knew. All praise to the Most High. She knew that Peter was hanging around Christ, right? But she knew exactly where he's from. Well, that guy was with Carl. He's from, you know what I'm saying? She had everything. Some people just know too much. Keep reading, Susan.
All right. In that particular chapter? Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Read all the way down to verse 74. I'm sorry.
All right. Beginning in verse 72. But again he denied with an oath, "I do not know the man." And a little later, those who stood by came up and said to Peter, "Surely you also are one of them, for your speech betrays you."
Yeah, you sound just like him. you sound just like him. I know you with him. You know, so that's why it's important that we keep holy speech amongst ourselves.
We're telling it.
That we be of the same mind, that we don't reveal things that shouldn't be revealed, especially among heathen, you know. But you are a product, whatever you're associated with, you're a product of that.
Right. Verse 74. Then he began to curse and swear, saying...
Okay. So go back to read it again now. Read it again.
All right. Where you want me to begin in 73?
74.
Okay. And then he began to curse and swear.
Now, the disciples, Peter, we know that Peter was a little radical. We know Peter was a little wild up. After this lady identified him, right, and she knew who he was, Peter, not to put a curse on people, it said he began to cuss. That's cussing. He began to curse and swear. Go ahead, sister.
All right. Saying, "I do not know the man." Immediately a rooster crowed. And Peter remembered the word of Yashiya, who had said to him before the rooster crowed, "You will deny me." And how specific could that be? No sooner than he said it, it was almost like the rooster was waiting for him.
It was waiting on.
And in my spirit, the way I follow the Most High, I believe he was waiting on him. Because when Yashiya said that to him way back, and, Peter was like, "Oh, no, it's not me. I would never do that." It was already set out. And because his word is so powerful, we're dealing with words here today, his word is so powerful, the rooster was waiting.
Right. It was waiting.
Just waiting. As soon as he denied him, I'm going to crawl.
All right, because, man, we forget. We forget things, okay? And then the word of God is true. It shall not return back void. So that was a baby prophecy on Peter right there.
He let him do it 3 times.
Right.
Before the cock crows, you will deny me three times. So let's even deal with the cock crowing, because you probably don't think that means anything. But yes, it does, because we recognize when do they crow? At the crack of dawn. And so that is early. So that means it's in the middle of the day. So Yashiya could have told him that, our day start at sundown. So that means when we think about sundown, so from where we are, we look at 7 p.m. or whatever now with the daylight saving time, sun begins to go down. We really honor it at about 5 or 6 o'clock in the regular time. So the beginning of that's the morning for us. That's the beginning of a new day. So you've been together all this time. You probably studying through the night, and you're waiting for the sunrise. And he's telling him before the cock crows 3 times. So that means before the sun begins to rise good.
So this is what we want to bring out, brothers. Even though you're following Christ, you're walking in this truth, you're trying to keep the commandments, there comes a time that you can revert back into your flesh.
Absolutely.
You can forget the Most High. The Most High said, remember your first love. Okay? Peter, the one that Christ gave the keys to the church, he was in his flesh, and he started cursing. He started saying, "Hey, man, I don't know that Christ. I don't know that Jesus guy. Get out my face," or whatever he was doing.
It's so funny.
It's doctrine. It's true.
Because when you think about Peter, so let's just keep looking at Peter then. Because Peter is the one, when, like you stated, you just mentioned, Elder, that he was the one that was given the keys. He
Right.
was given the keys. Why? Because the flesh and blood had not revealed a particular thing to him. What was it that they hadn't revealed? The identity of Yashiya. But here you are denying that you even know who he is. When the Holy Spirit has clearly, you don't lose anything. And you know, I'm a firm believer, Gospel Central, Christ never takes revelation out. You do not forget and lose anything. That's your rock. That's what you build on. You don't forget anything that is revealed to you by the Holy Spirit. You just don't. And look at him throwing it to the wolves right now because he's trying to save what? Flesh.
So we always can't see the purpose of what the Most High has given us through Yashiya, right? We always can't see that, right? Do you think that Yashiya knew Peter was going to be cursing at this time?
Absolutely.
He didn't mention that, did he?
No.
He said, "You go deny me 3 times." That's a prophecy. But he did it. But before he did it, he got the cursing, the swearing, and all of that, right?
Well, that's our flesh.
That's our flesh. So Christ looks beyond some of our faults, don't he? In past times, the word say he winked at our faults. So he will look past that because he sees the better man in all of us, the better woman in all of us. He knows our true potential.
But when we look at the scripture that we opened up with, and this is like a perfect place to go back and look at Revelation 2, because he's giving us an instruction. He's giving Ephesus and us, because we get to read and reflect on it, an instruction at the end after they talk about the Nicolaitans. He, in verse 7, he says, chapter 2, verse 7 of Revelation, he who has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says to the churches. To him who overcomes. So that was the thing. So what you're bringing out is that's our flesh. And so just like somebody may accuse us or want to associate us, we don't know where we will be, but is your faith strong enough for you not to deny it?
Exactly.
You know, because he didn't overcome. Peter had not overcome at this point.
Right.
He had not overcome his flesh. Yes, the Holy Spirit used him to identify who Yashiya was during that time, and I think that's why Yashiya knew.
But I'm with you, Prophet, but that right there was put to the test. Now, this has been revealed to you. You know that, Peter. Now, you're going to be tested on that.
Well, he didn't believe it. No. You know. Oh, you mean you know who I am. Okay, and now you will be tested. That's interesting. That's awesome. So I can hear what you're saying, Elder, is that any revelation that we receive from the Most High, especially now that we are awake, it will be put to the test.
It's going to be put to the test.
It will be put to the test. You will be tested.
So what we want to do is go back to the Nicolaitans. The Nazareth, and we want to find out where is that at in the Old Testament. Bear with me, sister.
Where is what?
The doctrine of the Nazarites. It's in the Old Testament. Here.
Numbers chapter 6.
Wonderful.
Verses 1 through 23.
All right, so let's go to Numbers chapter 6, verses 1 to 23. Okay. All right, so when you're ready, Prophet, you can start reading that. This is about the Nazarites, the vow of the Nazarites. And brothers and sisters, this is something that is still could be done today. Yeah, you Israel. Yeah, you woke up. But you can take a vow of a Nazarite to please the Most High if you like. So start reading that, sister, on Numbers chapter 6, verse 1.
Okay. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, or Moshe, as it is stated in Hebrew, speak to the children of Israel and say to them, when either a man or a woman consecrates an offering to take the vow of a Nazarite, to separate himself to the Most High, he shall separate himself from wine and similar drink. He shall drink neither vinegar made from wine nor vinegar made from similar drink. Neither shall he drink any grape juice, nor eat fresh grapes or raisins. All the days of his separation he shall eat nothing that is produced by the grapevine, from seed to skin. All the days of the vow of his separation, no razor shall come upon his head.
No razor shall come upon his head. So this is stop right there. This is a strict vow. This is a person, or what we would call modern day today, like a monk. But monks today, they shave their head. Okay, but this is strictly what the Most High is telling Moses. This person can do that. They can separate themselves, but they got to be clean to this right here. What we're saying. Keep reading.
All right. All the days of the vow of his separation, no razor shall come upon his head, until the days are fulfilled for which he separated himself to the Lord. He shall be holy. Then he shall let the locks of the hair of his head grow.
Now, you see brothers and sisters out there with dreadlocks. You see them wearing it for style and fashion. This was first mentioned up in the Word. We can look at our brother Samson. Samson had locks. This is a description. Who has locks in the world today? Okay? So this is a description of a Hebrew taking a vow of a Nazarite. Okay? And we see the Jamaicans today, which is really the tribe of Benjamin. They have always worn locks. Where did that come from? Okay? Characteristics in the Bible describe the people today. All right? Where did that come from? That came from the teachings of the Hebrew people, the teachings of the Most High God. Go ahead, Sue.
All the days that he separates himself. And, you know, I just need to insert, he's separating himself, and it is for a number of days. A lot of times we take these things out of context and want to show and have an appearance of holiness and not understand where it comes from. This particular, pulling out the locks, not, you know, the issue about cutting your hair and, keeping your locks and all the different things. We see everything described here, but it was for a particular time. So it's similar to what we knew when we were in the pagan churches as a fast or something to cleanse yourself, to keep yourself holy before the Most High.
Now we know now this it's for a number of days, but it's a period of time because he got to grow locks, right? Okay.
So it says, all the days that he separates himself to the Lord, he shall not go near a dead body. That was very important throughout Scripture. That's one of our principles, that we should never touch dead bodies. And if you do, then you are considered unclean, and you sit outside of the camp. Verse 7, he shall not make himself unclean, even for his father or his mother. So what it's saying there is if his mom or dad died during this time, the period of his Nazarite oath or vow, he could not attend. You could not attend.
It's a hard vow.
That's right. Even for his father or his mother, for his brother or his sister when they die. Because his separation to the Most High is on his head. All the days of his separation he shall be holy to the Most High. And if anyone dies very suddenly beside him, and he defiles his consecrated head, then he shall shave his head on the day of his cleansing. On the 7th day he shall shave it. Then on the 8th day he shall bring 2 turtle doves or 2 young pigeons to the priest to the door of the tabernacle of meeting, and the priest shall offer one as a sin offering and the other as a burnt offering, and make atonement for him because he sinned in regard to the corpse, that dead body touching him, and he shall sanctify his head that same day. So there is a process because it was nothing he can do about it. The person that was sitting next to him or somewhere near him just ends up dropping dead and touches him. So that way it was a way out. And so, again, we see sacrifice was made for the sin offering as well as, for the person so that he might become clean again and can continue on with his vow. All right. Okay. And so where are we? Okay. Then on the 8th day he shall bring the 2 turtle doves. And so verse 11. And the priest shall offer one as a sin offering and the other as a burnt offering and make atonement for him because he sinned in regard to the corpse. And he shall sanctify his head that same day. He shall consecrate to the Lord the days of his separation.
The days of his separation. Okay.
So his separation was the moment that dead body touched him.
Exactly.
Okay. And bring a male lamb in its first year as a trespass offering.
Right. So all the vow of the Nazareth is really